Well, I picked up another car last night. It was about a 40-minute drive. Pick it up. As soon as it popped up, I was on it. You know, you can't let these good buys pass you by, so I'll show you what I got. The guy had it listed as a 65 Mustang, but of course I knew what it was as soon as I seen it. It's a 68. No front wheels. Vinyl top car, but you know, to be a vinyl top car, the roof ain't right off of it like normal. Of course, the roof don't matter to me no way. We always cut the roofs off. I had to buy it in the dark. I didn't want anybody else to be able to jump on it and get it before me, so I went down there as quick as I could. Crawled up under it best I could with a flashlight and looked at the frame rails, and they looked just as solid as the day they were put in. The frame rails is what's important on these cars, and these is, I mean, they are solid. Both sides are solid, all the way back. Front frame rails, same story, they're solid. I mean, they still got black paint on both sides. To me, that's all that's important, is the frame rails. I mean, they just got some surface trust on them, but they're solid. The rest of the old car is pretty toast. It's a C code 289 car, even though it's a 68, it's a C code car. 8T01C. But it's got a 351 Windsor in it. This is just how I got it. No hood, no nothing. It's got acorns and stuff down in the distributor hole. It's got stuff all down in the... I mean, look, that looks like a bubblegum wrapper. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say this motor is definitely no good. But that's not going to stop me from trying to get her to run. This might be a will it run video. I pulled the dipstick and it's just rust. It ain't got no fluid in it at all. The pulley is rotted. Anybody that thinks this thing ain't been sitting forever, that lower pulley, it's just rotted plumb off of this thing. And that would be the alternator pulley. And it's rotted to the point to where it rotted and the belt just fell off of it. Oh, it no good. Man, it's stuck. And no matter how hard you push on it, it's stuck. But anybody that watches my channel probably knows what this is going to be. We'll be cutting the top off, making it a fastback, putting on a body kit, painting her gray, putting some black stripes on it like all of them. I wonder if we can do better on this one. The last budget build we did, I wonder if we can do this one even cheaper. Can't get in the deck lid yet. It's rotten though. Can't really get on the inside to look at anything. I can undo the door though. We'll undo the door. This other guy did this. I didn't do this. Like I said, he had this thing listed as a 65. That might be one. I was the first one to get to it. As you can see, this is what I start with. It's rough old junk. Vice grips laying there. I mean, it's complete. The car is complete for the most part, so that means a lot. Even though I'm not going to be using a lot of this stuff, it is complete. It's got door guts. It's got all the guts in the dash. It's got the wiring. It has an instrument cluster that can be rebuilt. Glove box. It's got an ashtray. The back part of that center console might be usable, but the rest of it's probably toast. Seat frames is usable. It's got a, I don't know if it's got a 9-inch or 8 3/4. I'm gonna say it's probably 8 3/4. Yeah, I think it's 8 3/4. Traction bars, air shocks. This was somebody's little hot rod back in the day. Got the old Keystone wheels on it. Them things right there was very popular back in the day. Early 80s, them things right there were very popular. Of course, they're rotted. They're about ready to put them off the car. But it's got some good stainless. I was looking around the windshield. The stainless around the windshield, I don't think it has a dent in it anywhere. I went around looking for dents, and it's not near perfect. So that could be polished up and reused. The wiper arms, they could be polished up and reused. The vent window assemblies, they're not terrible. The outsides look really good. The inside's got a couple little pits here and there. They're not terrible. They could be reused. Lots of parts could be reused. I don't know if that power steering pump's any good. I don't know. It might not be froze up. I don't know. Possibility it could be cleaned up and reused. This is a bare bones car. No AC, no power brakes, manual steering. This was just as bare bones as you get. 5-load car. What? Alright, y'all. I was gonna try to do a walk around last night, but it was just so dark. Couldn't do nothing. Marketplace find. Picked this thing up in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Well, you don't send some busting your back on them old drums. They're no good anyway. So we're gonna cut them off. Look, so you see what I done? I cut and broke away just half of it so that I can take away this side brake shoe and that side brake shoe. All this stuff is just garbage. It's no good. I didn't hurt none of it because it's already hurt. It's all just junk. As you can see what fell out of it. But that's one easy way to get to it. Get it where it'll roll again. Now when you replace it, of course, you just take your cap off, your bearing off, and just replace it with new. But I'm going back with disc brakes anyway, so this is garbage. On to the other side. She's filthy. She's muddy. She's want me to throw her ball. Alright, I got this other side out. Makes it pretty easy to get the brake shoes out if you'll cut half the drum out. I got these old spares. I'm going to try to stick them on there. I think I got the car jacked up on that. Nope. Almost. Jack the car up a little more. Maybe it won't fall off the jack. It won't fit. Come on now. Oh yeah. Alright, boys. We'll get some lug nuts in there. Let me go find some lug nuts. I know, Willie. Go get. She's filthy. She's been playing all morning. She's about to run me to death. I don't need to be running around. I've been coughing like crazy. I guess I'm getting over something. At least I hope I'm getting over it. Probably need to clean these up before I stick the lug nuts on them, but maybe not. We'll see. I don't like they've had no lug nuts on them in years. Let's see. That went on really good. That top one not so much, but I need to flip the socket. Spray some more WD on there. Good enough. It ain't gonna fall off. Alrighty, boys. Guess it's time to let her down. When I bought it, it didn't have no wheels on it. Down in the mud. I wish I could have videoed it because this thing was, it was nightmare getting it up on the trailer. I had to rig up I had to take and use a spare wheel and tire and put under my winch to pick and use it in a way that you put your winch cable up over the wheel and tire. You stand the wheel and tire up this way. You put your winch cable up over it and then down under the car, so that when you're pulling it, it pulls the car up and back at the same time. That was the only way I could get this thing up on there. Once I got it up on there so far, I drug the car out from where it was at, and they had a little skid steer. We use a skid steer to push it up on the rest of the ways, and that's what all this is from. But we ain't worried about all that. Come on down. Boy, it didn't go down much. Thing's setting up like a gasser. Those shocks might be rusted. Ain't no way this thing's gonna hold air, but you never know. Winch cable's still hooked to it too, so I'm gonna have to be careful. These are still belted, but man, they're rusted around the bead, so I'd say these ain't gonna do nothing. Is it going? Oh my God, it's going up. Oh my goodness. This thing is holding air. No, it's leaking it. But it's going up. It might go up so far and stop leaking. That'll blow off here and kill me. You can see how the tires are out around. They look oval shaped. No, it's leaking pretty good now. My God. Hey, it tried to go up. I don't see it going up, fellers. Ain't gonna keep us from trying though, is it? You can buy these new now. It's going up. And the tread is blown off of it. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be dangerous. Leaking around the bead. If these things weren't leaking around the bead, they'd stay up. Man, this sucks. It ain't no good no way. I don't know, it's taking any air, because I'm telling you, it's got the rich cap load off of it, I think. I can't believe it's holding any air. Ain't gonna hold, fellers. Alright, well, it's unloading. I got everything where to roll, finally. She's a rough old girl. That's where they all start. I don't get the door open. Now I can steer it a little bit. I'm sure we're still doing good. The charger. You get back to it. I got to patch the bottom of this brace right here, and then we can put our floor in. I can't pass stuff like this up. This is my bread and butter right here. What makes me my money. To support my family. Turn this baby into a beauty queen. That's why I buy this stuff rough like this, because you can't spend a whole lot of money on these cars to be able to make any money. Yeah, you could go and spend 15, 20,000 on a car that already looks pretty and runs and drives, but chances are it's just lipstick on a pig. And you got to redo all somebody else's work anyway. So I don't waste the money, because you got to cut the quarters off anyway. Usually the bottoms of the doors is wiped full of Bondos, so you got to replace them. Usually the fenders are full of Bondos, so you got to replace them. Usually somebody's butchered up the wiring in these cars, so you got to replace all that. So what's the point of paying $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 for a car? Uh-oh. The winch quit going anywhere. Well, we're just about out of cable too, the way I doubled it back. I think it'll come all the way off there though. We'll go up here and get ready to stop it, just in case. I'm pretty sure there's no hope for this engine, but it ain't gonna stop me from trying. I'm gonna go get a vacuum cleaner and try to gently suck some of this stuff out. It's 351 Windsor. According to the date code, D1, it's a 71 model. But we're gonna try. I really don't know why I'm out here fooling with this, because I know it's junk. Like junk. It's almost like it was in a flood or something. And just left. But you never know. That's why I'm trying to make these little videos. I thought I might as well record some of it, just in case, because you never know. It might be a will it run video. I'm gonna go with the cylinders are probably shot, because it's got acorns and walnuts, and spark plugs are gone out of the hose. It's got rust coming out of the spark plug hose. So I'm gonna go with no good. It is a 351 Windsor though, and it is the older model block, so it is the one people want. I mean, it ain't the 69 like everybody wants, but it's a 71. It's still a pretty good block. But it's probably junk though. I did vacuum some, but I couldn't get it all out. I ain't gonna be able to get that bolt out. Can't get it. Oh, it came out. That's weird. If it had been a 302, it would have broke off. Oh, that's probably why the transmission. Okay, this right here is your modular valve tube that goes down to your transmission. I was wondering why the dipstick tube looked like it had rust on the inside of it. That's probably why. Probably filling up with water. That and the car's been sitting on the ground, so it's probably don't even have a transmission can on it. A lot of people let these cars just sit and run. They'd rather let them just sit and ruin than let somebody buy them before they get to the point to where they're just junk. I'd rather let somebody else have to worry about fixing all this crap that they might not have had to fix if they would have just sold it before it got to this point. But oh well. It is what it is. This was probably a really cool little car at one time. It ain't now, but it probably was at one time. Let's just see if we can get this intake off. That hose right there. It ain't even. Ooh, everything's just rust. Let's see if it'll pop up off her. Oh yeah, it came right off her. Let me set y'all down for a minute. And I'm gonna jerk this intake off. Well, it's clean under there. Oh, let me suck that crap off the top of it with vacuum cleaner real quick. Every single intake port, I think, is filled full of something of some kind. It's clean down in here, kinda. I mean, it ain't too awful bad. But, I mean, this is kind of, that one's full. That one's got crap down in the bottom. It's got tape in it. Ain't too terrible. That looks like it's got a rat's nest in it. Was it mice? Mice built a nest in here? That one's full. That one's got crap down in it. That one does too. That one does too. I'd say this old motor's shot. But you never know. Might not be too bad. We might could sand the cylinders and throw it back together. I'm going to suck the ports out. We'll come back to it. I'm just going around and soaking everything. It's probably burnt, but you never know. Stranger things has happened. If you haven't already watched it, go back and watch one of my videos. It's called, seems like it was called 1969 Ford Mustang. Rained in for like 20 or 21 years. Watch the part 1 to part 2. Because that motor was beyond repair and it purrs like a kitten. The motor is in a little truck right now, and as far as I know, it's still going. And the cylinder walls in that motor look like dog dookie. And it runs like a Singer sewing machine. So I'm going to start getting some of this stuff off, and we'll get the heads off and just see what the damage is. I got the power steering pump loose. I think I said earlier it was a manual steering car, but it's a power steering car, obviously. I thought they were off, and they actually started to move a little bit. It's froze up, but it slowly will turn. Time to see what's under the valve covers. See how rusty it is. Come on, Fer. Is there a bolt still in it? Huh? They're just stuck. I'm doing my screwdriver. Well, part of a screwdriver. Handle's broken. There it goes. Oh, it ain't rusty. Not like it's ever had the oil changed, but it ain't rusty. What is that? Oh, stalagmite. Or oil stalagmite. Huh, the fact that anything's even moving up here amazes me. Alright, this side ain't too bad. Let's take the other side off. Alright, let's pop the other side loose. Well, it don't look bad neither. It's just stuck. Come on, Fer. It don't look bad neither. I mean, it don't look good, but it don't look bad. It's like the umbrella seals. Yep, there's the umbrella seals. So they're definitely shot. Oh yeah. All the umbrella seals are laying in the bottom. This thing's been sitting a long time. I mean a long time. Well, if we're gonna pull the heads off, and if we pull the heads off and the cylinders ain't too bad, I'm not against putting some umbrella seals on it. But I'd say it's junk. I'd say she's junk, boys. Alright. Time for the big reveal to see what's under head number 1. That is if I can pick it up. My old back been hurting here lately. So, I think I can pick it up, maybe go out that way with it. And I didn't take the rocker arms off. I figured the push rods would just fall out. That's what I'm wanting them to do anyway. Oh man, this sucker's junk. Oh. Ain't gonna be no fixing this one. Oh. Yep, somebody had took the spark plugs out and left them out. It looks like a rat or something built a nest in it. Dang. I don't know why people do this. Just make the decisions they make. In bad shape, boys. That there ain't too awful bad. That one ain't bad at all. That one ain't bad at all. Man. I just love when people make stupid decisions. See? The one that was good had a spark plug, no spark plug, no spark plug. There's a brown recluse. Get out of there. Don't like them things. What even is that? You know something? That stuff's scraping away. Huh. Look like that 302 that we got running. It looked about like it. Huh. Well, I don't know what that stuff is, but it sure didn't look very good at first, but I mean, I'm sure it's junk, but it won't hurt nothing to clean it out anyway. Let's suck it out with vacuum cleaner. There don't look bad. It's got a little bit right there, but that's that rat poop. Rat peas, pop that piss up. I don't know what that stuff is. I keep scraping around on it. Let's see, we got a spark plug out there, there. We got 3 out on this side. We probably got 3 bad cylinders on the other side. Y'all don't never pull spark plugs out and just leave them out. Don't do that. If you're gonna pull them out, pour some diesel or something in it and put them back in. That pissing right there is even eat up. Whatever that stuff was, it even tops the piston up. It might have been something somebody poured in it, tried to get it broke free, who knows? I don't know. I know it don't look good. Alright, right there's about as good as I'm going to be able to get it. That's a stain. I know it looks like there's a lot of material gone, but it's not. It's smooth. It's just like a big old black stain, this one and this one. But there actually is material gone right here. It's like a little here and here and here. You can feel it. Like this material's gone. And if you really want to get real picky, you can kind of feel it with your finger that the material's gone. Like from here all the way around to here is good. And actually in the bottom's pretty good. So if the outside over there, if it's cleanable, if it's just as good as these, this thing is a runner. It will definitely probably smoke from that cylinder back there being rough. But if those cylinders are okay, then this is definitely a runner. Well, y'all probably can't see it. That's got the head off and I ain't cleaned it or nothing. It's got some light surface rust, like flash rust on it. But these cylinders right here is good. I can hit them with a little bit of sandpaper and WD-40 them, and they're good to go. So seven pistons, 7 holes out of 8 ain't bad. I'd say that back on them probably hit a little bit. We'll get this thing unstuck. We're gonna fire this thing up. Well, it's been soaking overnight in some automatic transmission fluid. See if it's done anything at all. Probably not. Hook the battery cables back up. Put a little pressure. Ellie, we're not playing ball right now, honey. This is my pipe, the breakdown bar. We're gonna try to bump the starter. Okay.
Two hours later.
Well, I've lit 6 of the 8 cylinders. Maybe we can get some heat in this thing. If we can just get those cylinders to expand a little bit, it should release, in theory. It's just alcohol. That's all that is. It's pretty. Well, this has turned out to be a chore. We did manage to get the motor to turn over just a little bit. As you can see, this piston's now down probably 1 inch, when before it was almost flat with the deck. All the pistons are loose and free except for that back one. It just barely moves, and it's on its furthest down of the stroke. It's all the way down the hose, so when everything else is moving, this piston right here, its rod's actually just going from top to bottom, and really the piston's not doing nothing because it has to move and then it starts coming up. So that right there, where it's on its downstroke and stuck, it's kind of screwed me over on that. So what I done was, first pipe broke off. I welded the pipe directly to that pulley. It broke off. We was going good. Everything was moving, starting to move. And then I either broke the crankshaft or I sheared the keyway off on the crank, because now just the harmonic balancer is turning and the crankshaft is not turning. As you can see, nothing's turning. So now I guess I'm going to pull this contraption off, pull the balancer off, and see if I've burnt the crankshaft. If I've burnt the crankshaft, then I'm going to throw this in a hole. Alright, fellas, I'm thinking this is a lost cause. I have turned the motor over a few revolutions, but it's tight. It's tight. My little contraption I had bolted to my harmonic balancer, it split the balancer, and then it messed up the Woodruff key, and then I've boogered up the end of the crankshaft with the pipe wrench. Of course, that ain't no big deal. I could clean that up. I could slick it up and it'd be fine. I mean, balancer's still going, it'd be fine. Ain't ideal, but that piston right there, that's the one giving all the trouble. All the rest of them is smooth. That right there is rougher than rough. So I think I'm gonna shut this video down right here, and I will just, I don't know why my phone's all fuzzy, but I'm gonna shut the video down right here. I'll end up just pulling this motor out, and I'm gonna go ahead and get this piston up the top before I pull the motor out, and we'll just tear it down. I'll send it off and we'll get it bored. It's a standard block, so I could probably bore it 30 or 40 over and it clean up okay. Wish I hadn't boogered up the crankshaft, but it is what it is. Oh, so we're going to end it right here, guys. We will be fixing this motor. I don't throw away motors unless they're just completely cracked from one end to the other. This engine will be getting fixed. It will be going back in this car. I've got another 351 right here. And I'm getting ready to tear this one down and build it. It's not stuck. It's just worn out. Well, it wasn't worn out. It supposedly ran. But we're going to re-ring it, re-bearing it, new seals, put a little cam in it, put some aluminum heads on it. We're going to hop it up a little bit. But we will be rebuilding this one. So please look forward to that. This car right here, we're going to be doing a coupe conversion on it. Fastback conversion it. So we're going to cut this up, turn it to a fastback. We're going to do another budget build. We're not going to spend a bunch of money on it because I done so well on the last one. I didn't spend a whole bunch of money on that last one. I had 13, maybe right at $14,000 in the last budget build one. And I sold that car for $63,000. So, I mean, yeah, we're going to do it again with this one. Meantime, I want to start on my charger. I need to get back to work on it. So, we're going to leave this one right here. Please like, share, and subscribe.